make you look wild, the master of ceremonies. I gotta get out here. I gotta take the folks for a trip to Hollywood. Let me out of here.
Mickey, here's some film for you.
Thanks, old timer.
Okay.
Say, let's go take a look at it. What do you say? Operator! 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 I guess he isn't here. I'll run it myself.
Maybe I've been wrong all along.
Thank you.
But I'll never forget the thrill you gave me when you and this great animal used to come down to the finish line, scooting and booting, heading for that finish line. Ah, you'd say to him, and he'd give it everything he had in his heart, and you'd win. You'd win. Every time you won with that horse, you made me feel a little younger. You made me feel younger. I at least ought to be grateful for that.
You know, acting, the word act, A-C-T, has been used every way, every day, a long time. I mean, you'll hear some people say, she acts like she doesn't know what she's doing. Somebody will turn around and say, hey, he acts like he doesn't feel well. Somebody says, you know what? They act like they're nice people to know. So the word act, A-C-T, is utilized every day, and nobody is really cognizant of the fact that they're utilizing a very, very important word. I have dissected it, A-C-T, and called it associated creative thinking. Thinking creatively, associated creative thinking. You know, the Bard was correct, Shakespeare, when he said we all are actors and we have our entrances and our exits, and in our lifetime we will all play many parts. And thus it is. So somebody says, well, how do you act like a cab driver? Well, the cab driver who's driving around today near us is acting like a cab driver. And the bus driver is acting like a bus driver, and if they're having an operation at a nearby hospital, the surgeon is acting like a surgeon. It sounds almost too simple. But that's what acting is simple. And I'm going to explain and tell you how you get to this wonderful, delightful, and enjoyable simplicity. And I want to ask you all a question. When were you the best actor or actress in your life? When were you all the best actor and actress in your life? Does anyone know? Anyone out there in the audience? No? Nobody knows? I'll tell you. When you were a child. Huh? You played games. You played games. You played good guys, bad guys. You played cowboys. Why, you even fought over the roles. Oh, come on, you guys. You played the good guy last time. Let me play the good guy this time. You know what I mean? And you had to improvise your own dialogue. You didn't have a script. I mean, if you were playing, let's say, Robin Hood, and you had a sword that was pounded together with two sticks, and you had a garbage can over here to be your shield, and you were defending Lady Guinevere, and so and so and so, you could see it in your mind. You had no wardrobe. You had nothing but your own creative incentive. Oh, incidentally, as a child, you had your love games, too. Well, I mean, well, you had marriage. Did you ever play the game of marriage when you were a little toddler? Let's play marriage. And I remember that game. And your performances were magnificent because you were being creative all the time. And then what happened? You stopped. And everyone does stop at exactly the very same time. You all stopped when you noticed that someone was looking at you. You became frightened that people might call you silly, childish, and fear set into you. Well, they're looking at me, which now detonates a certain amount of what they call today stage fright, of which there is no such thing. All professional actors and actresses today, all they are is grown-up children. Can you see what I'm getting at? Huh?
Yeah.
And the grown-up children that are actors and professionally so today are children making believe. That's all it is. Making believe and getting paid darn well for it.
I got into acting, well, I was an actor all through, when I was a kid. I was an outgoing kid. I was a loud child. And my parents just thought, hey, maybe we can put this to use. And they, urged me to try out for a play, and I got a very small part, but I fell in love with it right from then. And from then on, I've just decided that's what I want to do. It's what I have to do, I think.
When I was 8 to 10, I wanted to be a truck driver. And then I started acting at the junior high where I went to school. And ever since then, that's pretty much what I've wanted to do. It's fun to get up on stage and play around. Being in front of an audience is fun because it's unpredictable and it's really immediate and it's right there.
Now, I'm going to give you one of the biggest secrets in the world in becoming an actor or an actress. It is simply accepting your own individuality. Do you know how important you are? Do you know who you are? What is your first name?
Rob.
Rob what?
Malloy.
Let me hear you say, my name's Rob Malloy.
My name's Rob Malloy.
That's right. Now nobody else here is named Rob Malloy. There's only one Rob Malloy, and I'm Mickey Rooney. And if I walk out and I say, hi everybody, good evening, my name is Mickey Rooney. There's nothing egotistical about that. That's what I've done for 70 years. God has let me be in a business that I adore and love and grow up as a child. I didn't grow too far, though. I guess they kept me underneath the refrigerator. But let me repeat it again. The secret to becoming a great actor or actress is what?
Knowing your own individuality.
No, the word is, you're close, Angel. Erica? Mm-hmm. Accepting your own individuality. See, that's different. That's two different words. One is knowing and the other is accepting. Do you know that a lot of people, it's the toughest thing in the world for them to accept their own individuality, who they are, when that is the most important thing in the world. Like thumbprints, no two are the same ever. And you've got to be proud of that. What's your last name, Erica?
Landon.
Let me hear you say it.
Landon.
What is your full name?
Erica Michelle Landon.
No, but I don't want you to say Erica Michelle. I want you to. No, I want you to. Remember, we're playing a game like kids. What is your name?
My name is Erica Michelle Landon.
That's the way to say it. And when people want to know who you are, you say, I'm Erica Michelle Landon. How do you do? Now, I want to ask a question because it often kind of stumps me. Why would you laugh at that?
Because you're not used to it.
You're not used to accepting your own individuality. Good point taken. Do you understand thoroughly what I mean and what I've talked about here about accepting who you are? And you know, when you go for an interview, what's the first thing you think of? Fear. There's 5 other guys going on. And you get scared. The idea of going into an interview is to walk into the interviewer, whoever he is or she is, and say, hello, how are you? My name is so-and-so. Well, you're lucky to have the right guy here because I'm the one to do the part. See? Well, they never heard anybody talk like that. I know 4 or 5 youngsters, such as yourself, who got tremendous things because they had that attitude. It isn't a fresh attitude to have self-confidence.
When I was little, we lived in San Diego and we lived in a cul-de-sac. So me and my sister and our friend from across the cul-de-sac would play Batman or Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. Or Gilligan's Island was a big one too. And it just kind of carried over. When I was in school, I did the little school plays, and then in high school it was bigger plays, and then finally at SC it was bigger plays. And I don't imagine there are huge plays coming, but you know, the scale will go up, I would imagine.
I've always wanted to be a performer for as long as I can remember, but I can't imagine doing anything else but being on the stage and performing for people.
I got into acting probably when I was really young because my family was in the entertainment business, and I kind of just fell into it. And I started off with Tom Sawyer in 6th grade, and I had this one line when I was in nursery school, which everyone always remembers that line. And I don't know, the only other thing I'd ever want to do besides acting, which is kind of like this long-term thing, is like be the president. And it's, you know, it's a little far-fetched. And but I figure, you know, Reagan got to be the president, and he acted. So I love acting. Just to be someone that I'm not is a challenge. It's like you meet different people when you act. You know, you can be anyone.
You know, there are schools of acting. And I'm not, please believe me, I'm not knocking anybody. God forbid, I would never do that. But there are schools you've heard about where they say, we want you to be a chair. Now you're a desk. Now play like you're a lamp pole. And sure you're laughing. You know why? Because it's all stupid. All I want you to do is to be you. There's nothing fearful about you being you. And you're going to make it. You're going to be as big as you want to be. And the only one that's going to stop you from getting and gaining your goal is yourself. Does it sound too simple? Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should it be harder?
No.
I'm not trying to be facetious with you now. Can you see how easy it does become? To become professional? But you must also, in accepting your own individuality, act professionally. Read. You know, a lot of us, when we get out of high school or college or this and that and so on, it's so tough to read a book. I haven't got time to read a book. Read good novels. Read. Make it possible that you can read at least one book. Now, this is not asking too much. Read one book every 2 months. That'll be 6 books a year. because you want this to be fertile all the time. 70 years and I still don't know it all. You never know it all. You have fun with it, but no one knows it all. Anytime you hear somebody that says, I know it all, be the first one to say, nice to have met you. See you later. Nobody knows it all. But the one thing I do know is how to convey to you how to have fun and dissipate the fear that goes along with, I wonder if I can do it. I don't think I can. I don't. I'm going to just play on this for just a moment. Memory of learning lines. I want you to remember there's a place in New York called French's. That's easy to remember. And they have 2-person plays, 3-person plays, 4-person plays, 5, 6, up to Noel Coward's Private Lives, 7 characters. But the 2-person play that I think is great is The Gin Game. It was written by Jessica Tandy and her husband, Hume Cronin. They did it on Broadway. Somebody ought to send away, and it costs you a lot of money. It's like $2 to get it. And then get somebody and rehearse it and do it. This is great exercises for you. Do you agree? When you're learning lines, I told you, remember, I love paraphrasing if it doesn't fit in your mouth. As long as you're getting the sense of the sentence. If it is a line within a show that leads it to an ending, like for instance, the box. We'll say the box. You can't leave that out of the sentence because the box, that's what the picture's about, the box. Or the Maltese Falcon. You know what I mean? You don't say, well, look, so-and-so, the bird that was a... They referred to it later on, after they had said many times, I want you to find me the Maltese Falcon. You know what I mean? You don't leave that out. But you can have a lot of fun by paraphrasing anything you want.
I was very shy in high school, and so I didn't have enough guts to try out for any plays in high school or anything like that. So I started when I started college, and my first role was like 2 lines, and I played this hooker, and it was a thrill a minute, but I mean, I loved it. I'd always wanted to do it, and I mean, it goes back to when I was a little kid, and I used to play Charlie's Angels, you know, with the little gun, and, you know, make my little contraptions out of raisin boxes and everything. So it's something that I've wanted my whole life, but basically I didn't start acting until after high school.
You ladies, of a morning you go to wardrobe. You get on what you're going to wear for the day. You go to makeup. You put on your makeup. Not unlike being at a studio. And then you go out into your everydayness. And what do? You have to improvise your dialogue. You don't know what you're going to say. You don't know what script you're going to read. Hello, hi. Well, you know, what are you going to do? Am I wrong or right?
You're right.
You're all inventing what you're doing. Can you imagine how easy it is when you're doing a play or doing a picture or doing a part, how easy it is when you know what the lines are and what you're doing? Now, very important, now. Everybody thinks that, well, gee, how can I learn this? I mean, you know, there's a lot of lines. I mean, I'm not interested. I love to hear paraphrasing of dialogue, as long as it fits in your mouth. Because some writer wrote, listen, it's not adequate enough for me for you to just be there. Maybe that doesn't fit in your mouth. So you might say, look, it isn't everything for me to just be there. It says the same thing. Okay? You have to accept the reading of the lines the way you read them. You're accepting your individuality. Edward G. Robinson was always, listen, yeah. Now I'll tell you what I want to do. You're not going to get into this thing unless I let you in. I know how to point my thumb, and I'll point it at anybody I want to. You know, another bit of individuality that became synonymous with seeing an Edward G. Robinson picture. Lionel Barrymore, hey, Lionel Barrymore was always down here. And that was part and parcel of his individuality. Bogart, even though he had a lisp, accepted it by saying, look, we'll see each other at the end of the road someday. I don't have to tell you exactly what we're doing, but listen, honey, here's to you, sweetheart. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? He didn't have to do anything differently than what he individually was. All right? Now I think it's time that maybe we ought to have, let's take you, my friend, and you, my darling, come up here with me. And I'm in the middle here. I'm going to direct and tell you what I want from you so that all the audience and everybody can see it. We're just going to extemporaneously do something, and you can start off by, if you will, of just doing something with your hands like you're washing dishes. Okay. Husband comes home. Husband comes home. Watch me from the front so you can see me. And you're washing dishes, not watching me. Not moving, but you don't have to move. Stand back a little bit. That's the girl. And I'll say action, go. Remember, and the key to this is having fun, accepting who you are, because it'll all happen automatically. You'll see it. See, now you're washing dishes. Go. Hi, honey.
Hi, dear.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
Did you work hard all day? Now see, all of the dialogue comes out naturally. You understand? So we don't know what's going to happen. So let's just try it with you, and I'll get out of the way, and I'll say action just a moment. And ready? Ready, and action!
Hi, honey.
Hi, hon.
What are you doing?
I'm washing dishes.
That's nice. Have you been washing dishes all day?
No, just for the last 15 minutes.
Oh, you look like you've been working hard, though.
I have. I worked really hard today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How was your day?
Oh, it was pretty hard, too. Yeah, I had a bunch of clients in the office.
Oh, what'd you do?
Well, you know, I got them to sign a few big contracts, and it's pretty exciting.
Oh, does that mean we're going to get more money?
Hopefully. And to celebrate, I want to take you out to dinner. So put away the dishes, or just we'll leave them, and we'll go out and have a nice
Oh, that sounds great. Where are we going to go?
Anywhere you want to.
I want to go to New York.
New York for dinner. I thought we'd stay in the same city, but...
Bravo, 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 bravo. Hey, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I think for the first time, having done it, it was absolutely wonderful. Now, on a lot of these sitcoms that you see today, there were people that didn't read their lines or do the scenes any better than you just did now. And you were wonderful. You were marvelous. Sit down. Nice hand for these two.
I guess, yeah, I've always wanted to entertain and be up on stage and having people watch and have fun. I guess get them to enjoy themselves and enjoy what they're seeing. And acting is just the way to do it, the way to reach the most people and have fun with it. And I'm having fun with it.
Basically, I was in the entertainment atmosphere ever since I was a very young girl due to my parents, and I started performing. And I was always interested in entertaining, being singing, dancing, and acting. And I think it just rolled on, and I'm just continuing it and been studying and working at it. Actually, I studied for the production end of film and TV for several years. I went to college for it. And that was a great experience. I think it really helped me out, or will help me out in acting, knowing both ends of the field. I did a lot of business work, and I just kind of got a whole round experience.
I can see myself doing this forever, and I mean it's not a job, but it's a job. You know, it's like this is what my career is going to be. But for me, it's just having fun. It's like I doing what I want to do, and they're gonna pay me to do it. You know, I can't think of anything better to do except for to act, entertain people, show them a good time, and be myself, and be it.
It's a job in the sense that you do this for a living. This is how you pay your bills, and so on. But it shouldn't be the thing that you have to go, oh my God, I have to go to work today. It should be something that you love to do, because that's why you do it. It's so hard to get into it, but once you're into it, it should just be something that you love.
I'm going to take you, sir, all alone. What I'd like you to do is to do a scene on your very own. I'm going to explain what it is. I want you to go to the front and begin it this way. Watch, you're a prisoner in jail, and you're about to be pardoned next week. And you know someone outside the prison is waiting to nail you. And I want you to start off by just doing this when I say action. When you get down, pardoned next week. That's a hot one. After doing 15 years in this garbage can. You'd think a guy'd be happy. You know what I mean? But I know there's somebody out there waiting to get me. Now, try it the best you can. And listen, you're doing fine. The main key is individuality and having fun. Okay. You don't care what anybody thinks, what I think, what the cameras think. I just want you to think of what you think. You're doing it you. Right?
Right.
Atta baby. Now ready? Here we go. Ready and action!
Great. A pardon. Been in here for too long, but I'm not ready to go out there. Not now. I mean, what's out there for me? Nothing. I've been in here, and this is good. I mean, I'm in prison, but it's still good. It's something I know. It's something I feel. I can't go out again. No, there's nothing out for. Not after what I did. They're never going to accept me. People are going to look at me on the street. They're going to know. They're going to know what I did. They're going to know. I can't fit back in. There's no way. Not a chance.
Very good. Excellent. Even though you didn't know what to read, you didn't know what to say, you let your individualism take over. You improvised your dialogue like when you were a child. And you played a scene. The only criticism I find with what you did, because it was just great, was the fact that this made you terribly comfortable to keep moving. When standing still gives you more strength. Do you understand that? This gives you weakness. Oh, I can't go out there. That gives you, rather, I can't go out there. Now they'll all know what I did. And am I kidding myself? He'll be out there waiting for me too. And that'll mean one thing. Curtains. I'd have been better off staying in here. Most people are happy with a pardon. Me, it's a death sentence. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Okay. Now, you did it just perfectly. A lot of people would think that I'd be hypocritical about this. I'm really not. All I'm saying that you don't have to keep moving to be attractive and to be on. I want you to play a scene with me. You're my daughter.
Okay.
And I'm seated here. I want you to come around, just come from over here. And you want to go out, but you've got some troubles. you're running with the wrong guy, and you think I don't know, and you're trying to fool me, right? That's all you have to know. Okay, ready? And action. Television is the same thing. Every... Hello, honey. God, you're all dressed up.
Yeah.
Going out tonight?
I think I'm just gonna go out with my friends.
Your friends?
Yeah.
Not the same friends that I've been seeing you with lately, I hope.
That's my life.
Well, what do you mean by it's my life?
I can make my own decisions. And I can be with whoever I want to be with.
Well, look, I know you can make your own decisions, and I know it's your life, but don't forget one thing, darling. I gave it to you. You're my daughter, and I love you. There's nothing wrong with making decisions as long as the decisions you make are good for you. Oh, there, I could see it in your eyes. You're probably saying, there he is, giving me the old preaching game again, huh?
You just treat me like I'm your little girl all the time.
Incidentally, do you know why I do that? Do you know why?
Because I am.
Because you are.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, honey. That's why I'm careful about you. Go out and have a good time. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't let me get a call at 2 in the morning.
I won't.
Bang. End of line. Bang. Finish. She was very good. She was excellent. You were excellent, my sweet.
Thank you.
You were excellent. And then you and that lovely girl over there are going to be there. I want you to sit down here. You're out. You're in the dentist's office. Okay? And you're just sitting with your hands like this. I like it. Here. The dentist's office is over here to your left. You can see. The tooth has been killing me, but I think that maybe I'm never going to come out of that office once I go into it. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
That kind of a thing. So we can work for a little bit of a comedy thing. Ready? Ready, and action!
How important is the tooth? I mean, it hurts badly, but that sounds like it'll hurt much more. And I just don't care to have my mouth hurt much more than it already does. At all. It just doesn't sound fun, even a little. And I've heard the screams like constantly since I've got in. I can't read the magazines because they're old. And my tooth hurts still. No. There's the drill sound again. See, I don't like that one very much at all. When I had my wisdom teeth pulled, they put the thing that makes your mouth numb, Novocaine. And I did that a lot. In fact, that man, I think, was the one sitting next to me when I came in.
You were great. You were great. Now, the idea of the whole situation in playing a little comedy thing, you were just marvelous. And don't forget, extemporaneously, making up his own dialogue. It only took just a half a second. But did you connote and did you denote the fact that even though he was doing it and didn't know what he was saying and or going to say, that he was having fun with what he was doing? Like a child, it was play-like. Pretend. Okay? Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This sweet little angel all by herself right here. You're going in to see the principal. And it's not the first time you've been in there. When I say action, you got it. Ready? Action!
I'm never going to get out of here. told on me? Who could have even mentioned it? There were only 3 people that knew. Must have been one of those 3. I thought they were my friends. Oh God, my parents are going to kill me. I mean, they told me if anything like this ever happened again, I was out. And looks like I'm going to be out, I guess. I have to find a place to stay, and they're going to disown me. Oh, I wish they'd just call me in there already so I could get this over with. I could leave. They're going to expel me anyways. I'll never be back here again. Oh, I could go to my grandmother. I have a grandmother in New York. She would probably take me in. I could say I was visiting.
Cut it! Sit. Beautiful. Wonderful. It was just wonderful. Wonderful, Chelsea. Beautiful, beautiful performance. Very, very wonderful. And you had fun doing it? Fun pretending? Lovely lady here. Come, my sweet. And what is your name?
Karen.
Karen what?
Tishman.
Karen Tishman. Karen Tishman. You be seated here, Karen. And young man, you're?
Brad Bogart.
Hi, Brad. Brad Bogart. Sounds like a terrific name for theater. And I would like you to play a scene of, you've been going together. You can start this with your back to him. And your back's to her about like this. And you're going to break up. And I think when I say action, you can both turn to each other. Go. Turn to me. Well, is this it? You know, you're going to break up. You've been going together. You don't have to do a lot of movement, but let's try it. It's called the breakup. Here we go, and ready? Action!
So it's over.
It's gotta be.
It's been 3 years. How could it just be over now?
It's been over about a year ago.
You thought it was over a year
ago. We can't even speak.
ago.
We can't communicate. We can't do anything. I mean, it's been over for a while, but I just can't take it any longer. You know?
That's my fault?
No, it's not your fault. It's just, it's natural. It's between 2 people.
It's
We're
been so long,
falling
it shouldn't just be
out of
over.
love with each other. I can't spend my life with a person that I don't want to wake up in the morning with.
What'd I do to you?
You did nothing. It's natural. I don't know what it is.
I mean, who's it natural for? I love you. I mean, how could you just say it's over and then say it's over a year ago? I mean, we had like
It's been over, and I've tried. I really have tried. I don't know. I guess maybe I just don't love you anymore. And I can't fake it. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to me.
Just give me a chance.
No. I've tried for
Just
a year,
one chance.
Brad.
I just need one chance.
No. Come on, Brad. Don't do this. Really don't. I mean, it's hard enough as it is. I've tried for a year. And I don't mean to be so cruel, but it seems like it's the only way. I mean, you've been blind to everything I've tried to say to you, everything I've tried to express to you for a year. You're just ignoring all the signs. And if I have to be mean, then I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. But that's it.
Tishman, it was just beautiful. It was just marvelous. Just marvelous. Well, look what we've done here. We've talked about accepting your own individualism. Did you have fun doing this thing? Because I tell you what, I enjoyed. I was lost in the fact that you were breaking up. You weren't even afraid to go down on one knee and say, give me another chance. And she's answered you with the exact wonderful line of, don't do this to yourself. Why was it all right? Because it was a lot of fun, and they felt it. They knew they were in charge of what they were doing.
The thing I'm most afraid of is that I may be able to accept myself, but is everybody out there going to be able to accept me, like the casting agent behind the desk and the agent that I want to get or the agent that I have? Or you've got to make everybody believe in you, not just yourself.
That's what scares me every day, that I'm not as good as as things I've heard, or I'm not as good as I think I am, or whatever. That scares me to death.
Selling myself short, you know, like saying, well, you weren't good enough for that, or you weren't right for that, your shoelace was untied. You know, coming up with little excuses or little justifications for why you're not the best.
I think like not being able to get like your point across, because I know that I wanted to act, and I know that maybe I think, well, I'm right for this part, I really want this part, but they may not see that, and me just trying to have to live with, you know, you weren't right for the part, and it's hard to, you know, tell exactly what you feel so that they know that you're right for the part.
The feeling that you get when you're acting or when you're on stage or whatever that you're doing, I mean, it's incredible. There's nothing else like it. It's like magic. And that 1 second, that one instant, that's worth all the unemployment, I'm sure, that I will go through.
I suppose the light at the end of the tunnel would be the chance to, like Jacqueline said, make a difference and to tell stories, to make somebody feel something, react to something. Even if it's not an issue, they can react to what's going on stage or screen, wherever you're performing. Just think about something funny for a little while, or anything else, really, just so that they think and react and enjoy it.
As an actor, you have the power to grab the audience and make them hang on your every word. You know, a good actor, if he's doing his job, can make an audience laugh and then cry and think about, you know, maybe a problem in our society, or maybe help them to forget the problems in our society for just a little bit.
We have, I mean, the whole world, we have so many problems, so much going on. I mean, you have the war, the poverty, the homeless, and there's so much ugliness and the violence, that it's nice to be able to be entertained also. It's nice to, you know, you get up wherever you watch the news and you turn off the news and you're depressed. But you can go somewhere else and be happy and escape, and being able to give that to people. I mean, it's in a way of balancing out a lot of what's really going out there. It's kind of a dream world, an escape. Just good to be able to do.
Are you understanding anything that I've kind of babbling on here about? Have you learned a little bit more about acting with what we've talked about?
Yeah.
Because the key to becoming successful is not only, that's first, the acceptance of your individuality, but never stop having fun. Have fun with every role you get. I'm having fun being up here. I'm having fun if a couple of you wonderful people out there, and you in the audience, and you lovely ladies and gentlemen here, if a couple of you can understand and go out and do what I'm trying to put down for you here, look out. You might be surprised. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget what you are. Don't forget how important you are to everybody, not only your family, your friends, who are going to say bravo. The minute you make good, they're going to say, you know, swallow it. You say, no, I'm still the same guy. I'm still the same girl that you knew back in school, and I can make it. It's being a small infinitesimal part of this great business called show business. And is that what you want?
Yes.
Well, then go get it with what? Your own
individuality.
That's all right. And you too, friends, remember, accept your own individuality and never stop having fun with pretending. Thanks for coming, and thanks for letting me into your home.
I think the best thing I learned today was that you really don't need anything else but yourself to do what you want to do. You don't need anything outside but yourself, and I thought that was really important.
Well, it was very good. I mean, Mickey Rooney really has his words of wisdom, meaning he said a lot of valid things are really important, mainly being what's said was trying to be you, and got to go out there and you got to do it, and if you're got to give your 100%.
Mickey said a lot of good things, I think, that'll help anybody. I mean, to to go out to believe. I mean, whether you're acting or directing any part of the business, you gotta have something in yourself. You gotta know what you're gonna sell. You gotta be you, and you gotta be happy that you're being who you are, and be like yourself a lot. And Mickey likes himself, and he showed that to us. And roles, I mean, you can't let any role conquer you. You know, you just go out and you do it. And some people are gonna like it, and some other people aren't. But for all the people that like it, it's worth it.
He has a lot of confidence in himself. So if I can take an ounce of that, I guess I'm underway.
I guess the confidence factor was one thing that was very important. You have got to learn how to present yourself, but only after you know what it is you are trying to present, if that makes any sense. And also, something he didn't quite say, but was pretty apparent in what he was, in the words he was using, was sincerity. Because he did a lot of things that were really big and could have come off as either cheesy or phony, but because it was him, it was very sincere. And I think that's extremely important.
One of the biggest things that I think he really made clear was that you have to look at yourself and you have to accept what makes you unique. You can't like fight against it. And I think that's that for me. I mean, it's a really big thing for me that I have to, accept what I am and what I look like or whatever, and take that and try to make something out of it. And I think that's what he was talking about, that you have to accept who you are as a person and try to give that to your audiences, or really anything that you do in life.
Well, Mickey had a lot of good things to say, but I think his best piece of information for me, or for anybody, I guess, didn't necessarily have to do with acting. I mean, it can go for anything, and that's, be yourself and just have self-confidence, and with that you can take yourself anywhere.